People next door treated my commercial loading dock like their personal parking garage. So I turned their bad habits into the easiest money I've ever made. I run a small packaging and print supply company out of a warehouse on the edge of the industrial district. Not fancy, not pretty, but the loading bay is the heartbeat of my business. Trucks come in, shipments go out, timing matters. Then Novacore Digital moved into the new glass and steel building beside me. Cool logo, trendy furniture, 100 employees. With 12 parking spaces. You can already guess what happened. At first it was just a single car, early Monday. A guy in a blazer who pretended not to see the private loading zone signs. Tuesday, 3 cars. Wednesday, 5. By Friday, my dock looked like a luxury dealership, BMWs, Teslas, Audis, while my delivery driver sat in the street honking because he couldn't get through. That one delay cost me a same-day contract worth $1,600. I walked over to Novacore. Their operations guy, Blake, gave me the fakest smile ever. "Look, man, our team is growing. Parking's rough. Can't you just adapt?" "Adapt?" I said. "It's private property." He shrugged. "That's kind of old-school thinking. Shared spaces build community." "Shared? Sure. Community? Not this one." The next week got insane. One employee took a nap in her car in the middle of my loading path. Another literally had a pizza delivered there. Someone else ran their engine for 20 minutes during a Zoom call. That was it. I called the city and learned the rules. To tow from commercial property, I needed city-approved signage, a registration form, and video proof. So I got to work. I installed every legal sign I needed. Filed paperwork. Mounted high-resolution cameras. Hooked up a loudspeaker system that could wake a dead raccoon. Cost me about $2,200 total, but I considered it an investment. Monday morning came. By 8:10 a.m., 8 cars were parked like they owned the place. I clicked the speaker button. "Attention, you have 5 minutes to remove your vehicles before towing begins." 3 employees sprinted outside like I'd announced a meteor strike. The other 5? They didn't move an inch. Probably thought I was bluffing. At exactly 8:15, 2 tow trucks rolled in like a cavalry charge. 5 cars hooked. 5 employees screaming. Blake stormed across the lot yelling, "You can't do this." I showed him the signage, the city stamp, and a neatly organized folder of video evidence. He opened his mouth to argue and then slowly shut it. Each driver had to pay $350 tow fee plus $80 per day in storage. Not to me, directly to the tow yard. But here's the part one didn't know until later. City law gives the property owner 20% of every commercial tow fee as an enforcement credit. By the end of the month, 53 cars had been removed from my dock. The total cut I received? $3,110. More than my whole setup cost. More than some of my smaller monthly contracts. All from people too stubborn to follow a very obvious sign. Novacore tried everything. Filed a complaint, denied. Left 1-star reviews, I posted security footage in response. Even offered to rent the dock. I quoted them $18,000 per month for 6 spaces. They laughed. 2 weeks later they signed a lease for a proper parking lot 3 blocks away. For $9,500 a month. All they had to do was respect private property. Now my loading dock is clear, quiet, and towing ready at all times. And I keep those signs polished like trophies. Want more workplace justice stories?